Huge news. We qualified for the World Championship for Hyrox in Chicago on June 14th.
It's Thursday, got today. Run for 45, row for 30. I'm still rehabbing my knee. Went out too hard on the volume with the new coach and the new training plan. Dylan Scott wants me using the arc trainer at the gym. I'm trusting in the process. Yeah, I think the goal for today is mostly just getting some zone 2 base building work in. So we got 45 minutes arc trainer, easy run into 30-minute row.
Workout is done. Now we're just gonna chill up here and do a little reflection, because that's what we do now, apparently. Beautiful view. Huge news past couple weeks is that we qualified for the World Championship for Hyrox in Chicago on June 14th. And it's for mixed doubles. So Charlie, my girlfriend, and I competed in the Washington, D.C. Hyrox. Mixed doubles meaning that it's a partner-based workout and you share the load. You have to do all the running together, and then you can split up the stations, the 8 stations of Hyrox, however you deem necessary. We got 3rd in DC, and the whole time there's only 2 slots for Worlds, and we just missed it. Sometimes the people can't go to Worlds, and so the slot drops to the next person. So a week later, I was in the gym on the rower, and my girlfriend calls me, and the first thing she says is, "We got the slot." And for a second, I was a bit confused because she gave me no context at all. But then I made the connection, and I was so happy. I was literally jumping around in the gym, just didn't care who saw. I was ecstatic. So that shifted a lot of the preparation for Worlds. One of my friends has a Hyrox coach in Dylan Scott. He's a member of the Elite 15 of Hyrox. He's a champ, one of the best for sure. He's from the East Coast, and so I reached out to him and hired him as my virtual coach for the upcoming Worlds. And so 3 days in to training for this thing, using Dylan as my coach, I had 6 1-mile repeats back to back, and I jogged there and back from the track. I did the workout. It was brutal. I did well though. And then I lifted heavy legs later, and with that I had a knee injury. The next day I just felt flared up from it. I couldn't really run much. And so as a physical therapist, you feel egotistical about injuries, and at times you feel kind of invincible. Oh, I do all the right rehab, I do all the mobility work. To be honest, I was not. I was slacking on a lot of the mobility work, a lot of the maintenance stuff. I wasn't stretching. And I was pretty confident in how I was training that I wouldn't have an injury, especially a knee issue. I've never really had much knee issues. And so I wasn't able to run for a good bit. It's coming up on a little over 3 weeks from that. I reached out to Dylan. It's just kind of cool how you have an Elite 15 Hyrox champ just texting and calling you all the time. But it's what I pay him for, right? And I mean, it's a good bit of money. Charlie always jokes like, "Oh my gosh, he's doing what you're paying him to do. How awesome." Moving forward, he adjusted my training to use more of the arc trainer, which is like an elliptical, and focus more on some erg work and doing all we can to still build the aerobic engine without running. Working as a physical therapist in a PT clinic surrounded by talented clinicians, I've been consulting them with how I can rehab this on a good plan, balancing that with the adjustment from Dylan's training. Things are going well. Things are looking up. I was able to go to the Wednesday track workout, the same track workout where I met my girlfriend. So it's a special one for me. Beautiful weather. I just scootered there, and then I was able to do some walk runs where it's where you walk for a bit and then you jog for a bit, and you limit the amount you're running by your pain. And so as 0 to 10 scale, as that 0 creeped up to like a 3, I would stop running and then walk, and it typically lasted like a minute, and then I would run again once it was starting to feel good. And I was able to accumulate over a mile of running pain-free, which is the first time I've done that in a while, so that was huge. And so we're right there. We're on the right track. I think what was most mentally challenging for me is that this great event, qualifying for Worlds, right around the corner. I have New York Hyrox 2 weeks before, June 1st, and then so Worlds is June 14th. So we're like a month away from New York and then a month and a half away from Worlds. And so I was just very blown that my first injury in a while comes right at the time of when I'm dialing in for Worlds. Now, an idea that came to me yesterday that has helped me cope with this injury is that I don't think my musculoskeletal system, my bones, my muscles, my joints were ready to handle this kind of loading, this kind of aerobic engine, because in school we've learned that the aerobic system adapts quicker than the rest of your body. Your ability to move oxygen through your body and use that oxygen adapts quicker than your muscles and joints being able to handle a lot of running. And so I just don't think my body was ready to handle all this. And it's a good reminder that the non-sexy work, the stretching, the mobility, the balance exercises, the little rehab exercise that don't get you looking strong, they don't give you a good pump, are so important. I'd been slacking on them, and now it's a good time to circle back and realize that if I want to perform at a high level, I need to rehab myself at a high level. I need to do mobility work at a high level. Because if you don't have a good foundation of your pyramid and you're always just looking to build that spire higher, it's going to come crashing down because it's not stable. So it's a good learning point. And we're just going to keep moving forward. I wanted to start this vlog because it's an interesting journey to me and for my girlfriend to go to the World Championships for the first time. It's a bit of confirmation that a lot of this training is paying off, and what a high it is to train for something and then feel the effects of that training at a high level. You know, I had always gone to like music festivals and these cool vacations. I recently just got back from Starbase Festival in California, which was a lot of fun. We went RV camping. But recently, those kinds of trips are losing their luster a bit. And I think it's because I'm realizing there's so much more to life than doing that kind of thing. It is so gratifying to be able to work hard and train hard at a hobby and notice the skills and abilities improve from your hard work. The delayed gratification of hard work in pursuit of something that means something to you is unreal and gives me 10 times the amount of dopamine I would receive if I just went on a cool vacation. I think there's room for both, but it seems like lately I've been putting a lot more of my eggs in the basket of training and going into fitness more seriously, hiring a coach, finding people to train with, because it's just fun to pursue something, to be honest. So fun. This past month has just been crazy. A lot of life changes happening. I feel the momentum and I'm riding that wave. This recent success has acted as a catalyst for where I want to go. It's been eye-opening and I'm just having fun with it. We're gonna go eat some breakfast and take a nice cold shower with some music, with some caffeine, one of my favorite rituals. I call it beautiful day. I call it the dopamine stack. So you go for a workout, then you make some caffeine. Tea is good for me, I like matcha. And then you put on some music and you take a cold shower. And all of these combine in just this endorphin storm, and it feels incredible. So try it out. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Happy Thursday.